Someone is grieving, okay? Someone is grieving and they don't understand why, okay? And what I'm picking up on is someone is grieving the past because they're stepping into a new era and they know they can't bring the past with them. All right. Hello, my beautiful trap stars. This is your favorite spiritual pusher, Queen Celine, and I'm back with another message. A special welcome back to all my OG subscribers. I love you guys deep. And if you're new to this channel, he, she, they, them, and all of my readings, flip it, twist, reverse it, however you need to. However, if it do not fit, do not make it stick, okay? Please do not give all of your power away to tarot, oracle, or its readers, all right? Trap stars, as you can see, I decided to do something different. When I shuffled every last deck that's on this table right now, and I was picking up on so many different messages, and I just started to feel all these different emotions, and I'm like, what is this? What is this? What does this mean? I heard so many different songs. It was just so much, guys, that I decided to do something different, as you can tell. And I decided to flip some of the cards to allow the storyline to present itself and then go from there. Okay, so I can have an idea of what I'm talking about and how things are going to flow. So with that being said, let's get into our reading, okay? So Spirit is asking for you to stop pushing against what is and align with it so you can move on, okay? I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to pick up these cards at this point because, right. So there's something in your life, again, just grief. It's like things may not have changed just yet, but your number's about to be called, okay? Like something's about to change and you're in this phase of just grief. And again, it's not like something bad happened to you. Things are going great within your life at this time, but you feel this sense of loss. And it's like I can feel someone trying to figure out why they are so upset or why they are sad. Like there's no rhyme or reason behind this. And really what Spirit is saying is, it's time for you to say goodbye to your past and leave the baggage behind for good. And that is what you're grieving. You're grieving the bags that you left behind, that you're deciding to leave behind because in the present moment, you know that you cannot take these things with you, okay? And so, it's sad. It's sad. It's just giving me this beautiful, like the way I feel is like this beautiful love story that just ends tragically, okay? And this is not about love, per se as in a partnership as much as it's about a love for for the things that you have or for the things that you once had, or a love for what was familiar. Okay, do you know what I'm trying to say? Your ancestors, they just love you so much. God loves you so much. The universe loves you so much. And, you are so precious and your life is so special. And I feel like for a very long time, maybe even up until this present moment, you've put so many people and places and things before you, and I'm picking up on this could have been trauma from the past because there's an ancestor here who is just so sorry, just so sorry for the things that you went through, the things that they didn't protect you from, the things that they feel like they allowed to happen, and here you are, this beautiful generational curse breaker who was unfortunately forced to go through these things in order to be able to be where you're at right now. There's so many lessons. It's like, spiritually speaking, you're very old and wise, but on this human earth, in this physical realm, you are not, you're so young and new. And so, I'm not talking to someone who's been down on this physical realm hundreds of times. I'm not talking about someone of that energy. I'm talking about someone who has an old soul, spiritually speaking, highly ranked, but yet when it comes to this earthly bound, they're new. They haven't been here too many times. Okay, that's who I'm talking to. This message is for you. And unfortunately, because you are so new to this earthly world, you had to experience a lot in order to get, to accelerate to where you needed to be. And so you went through this rough period, and it's giving like childhood, like, you can have abandonment issues. Maybe you had parents who weren't the best, drugs and just envy and greed and I mean, just whatever you name it, abuse, just neglect. You can suffer from anxiety now in the present moment due to this, this sense of never feeling protected as a child, and then becoming that adult who protects everybody, everything, trying to make up for what you did not have. Like, this is who I'm talking to, okay? And so, you're so special. You're so special, and you're such a beautiful soul, and your light is so beyond what this earth can hold, the capacity. You're brighter than the sun because you're not of this universe, and yet here you are. And this universe has not been kind to you. I feel like that's how you receive it. And that's not the case. It's just acceleration. Things had to go as they did in order for you to have consumed everything that you needed for this ride, for this journey. And no, it was not fair, and it is not fair. And I'm not here to, your ancestors, I feel like a portal right now. They're not here to, make you feel bad. They're not here to argue with what you've gone through, and honestly, at times, they haven't even come back down to this realm because at times they feel like they don't deserve to because of what they allowed to happen in your life. And so it's almost like an obligation to them, because they're not bound by this, but it's almost like an obligation to stay in the spiritual realm so they can navigate you. It's like, I can't come back down to the physical realm until so and so is good. And it's just deep, y'all. It's so deep. So Spirit is praying, they're asking, they're begging you to, during this time of saying goodbye to the past, to stop pushing against what is, to stop pushing against it, and to align with it and to move on. Okay? Because that is where life is happening now. And this grief that you feel is nothing but a purge, because deep down inside, you're never going back. You're never going back to the things that once hurt you. You can't pick up the phone and call the people that once used to be there for you. You can't go back to faking the funk with family and parents and all that. You just can't go back to faking that. You can't go back to the things that you once enjoyed. That bar doesn't feel good anymore. That club doesn't feel good anymore. These people don't feel good anymore. Keeping different men or women in your life it doesn't feel good anymore. It just doesn't feel good. That food that you once used to love doesn't feel good anymore. That late night snack just doesn't feel good anymore. It's like nothing feels good. But yet your life, it's so beautiful right now. It's so blessed. And you don't know what you're grieving. You don't understand what this grief is. And what it is the fact that the wait is over. And you're taking off into, again, this new era. Into a place where you understand that you are the highest form of life. And you treat yourself as such. And in return, everyone else gets the same privilege because that's how you see yourself. Okay? And so, congratulations. Congratulations, because you've acquired so much wisdom and you've learned so many lessons, and how you see life is so beautiful. It's like the whole world can come falling down on your shoulders, and you will find reasons to celebrate. You will find reasons as to why it will be okay. You find reasons to love again. You find reasons to appreciate and give thanks for all that has come. And the reason why you're like this is because your whole life you've been rejected. Okay? This is for my rejects. Okay, I have a tattoo on me, and I'm shaking so much, the camera's shaking. I apologize. I need to center myself and ground. I have a tattoo on me, and it's Beautiful Letdown, and it's an album by Switchfoot. And this album, I have 13 tattooed on me. 13, that age was 2003. Okay, I was 13, and I was forced to say goodbye to one life in exchange for another, and I didn't understand what that meant. I'm 13. But there was an album called Beautiful Letdown, and it got me through everything. And still to this day, it gets me through everything. So I decided to get it tattooed on me, right? And now I'm stamped as this beautiful letdown, and people say, what does that say? Well, oh, why would you put that on you? And it's like, because this is what it is. This is me. This is life. This is the cause. And so I don't know. There's a song called Beautiful Letdown on that album. And I feel like if this is resonating with you already, go listen to that song. It's 13 minutes on the timer. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, just right. And the number 13 means through chaos you create. Okay. Through the darkness you find light. And that's what this is giving. Okay. So, he has this in the song, he goes, what a beautiful letdown, patiently uncool, the church of the dropouts, the losers, the sinners, the failures, and the fools. You know what I'm saying? We are a beautiful letdown. And though it may cost my soul, I'll sing for free. And that's you. I'm not going to say you sold your soul or you gave your soul, I'm not going to say that, because you would never be allowed to. Like, that's just not of you. You can't, literally. Okay? But you've paid a piece of you time after time again just to be rejected. And being rejected or facing rejection is not, it doesn't feel good to anyone. You know, as you get older, we learn, you know, rejection's God's protection and things of that sort, but it doesn't help, or it doesn't change the fact that your human form feels and what it carries after each rejection, time after time after time again, right? And so each time that you've gone through this rejection, you found a new way to love, a new way to learn, a new way to heal, a new way to just appreciate where you're at and how far you've come, you know? And throughout all these rejections, you sat with yourself. I don't know who I'm talking to, but there's been so many times I'm seeing the darkest moments of my life, you know, and that's that, and it's like that was you. No one knows about all the times that you cried in the dark, lying on the floor. No one knows about all the times that you went to the bathroom and you cried and you had to fix yourself to come back out to work. You know, your children, they didn't get to see you in the shower just purging and you know, and because all they see is this beautiful brightness, no one really knows just how far or how ugly your darkness, your shadow side can be. And yet you've sat with that every single time and you healed it. You worked on yourself. This is why the little kid in you is so safe. You know, this is why you treat people how you do, with loving care, you know. This is just so deep. So as you're doing this last farewell, right? And you were letting go of all that no longer serves you. And you're stepping into this new life, this new era is what I want to say. Because it's like, this ain't no new life. Like, been there, done that, right? This great fall, this great crumble, you know. Spirit is saying, go all in and enjoy the ride. You're grieving now, baby. But these tears will soon turn into tears of joy. And in this new era, okay? In this new era that you are in, you're going to receive the greatest form of love and appreciation and admiration that you could have, that you can't even begin to understand what it feels like. In your whole life, you treated everyone and everything with loving care, and now the universe is bending over backwards to give the same passion and the same chemistry to you, and it's coming in fast. Because you are a star, always have been and always will be. And no matter what, you never looked back. You might have thought about the past. You never gave in. That's what I want to say. You might have thought of the past. You might have went back to visit. You might have, you know, counted your blessings and named them one by one, you know, or, you know, gave thanks for the things that you got out of, but you never gave in. You never allowed life to defeat you. You never allowed people to defeat you, things, words, none of that. You just kept pushing forward. And now Spirit is saying, grieve, but don't push against it. Move on. Align with it, grieve, then let it go and move on, because this new era is finally bringing in everything that you've asked for, everything that you've desired. Okay? This is not about material. Look. I'm sorry, guys. I don't know what somebody's playing outside. But this is not about you. These two cards fell out and this one's at the bottom of the deck. Look. This is not about you. I lost my train of thought because this song outside, it sounded so familiar. I'm like, who is this? Neither here nor there. It's not a, music's very significant, guys, but it's so loud. It's making me lose my train of thought. So, Spirit, tap me back in. I apologize. This new life, fuck. Distractions are so real. Hold on, y'all. Okay, I'm back. I had to literally pray and get back in. It's not about this new life. It's not about material shit, okay? It's not about you getting all this material gain. Yes, you know, that's not what I mean when I say you're getting all the things that you wished for and desired. Do not get me wrong. I'm not saying that that's not available for you or to you, but this is about receiving this is about receiving a new love for life that is free flowing and that allows you to finally experience the love that you've always given to people, to things, you know? And so it's like an emotional, it's like a clean slate in your emotions. Okay? A clean slate with how you see life, a clean slate with how you see yourself, how you visualize all the beauty that's to come. Okay? And every day moving forward, your life will remain blessed. And you will always have the intuition and the willpower to keep moving forward. Okay? Okay? Spirit is saying, always focus, always work on yourself, which you do anyways. You know, it's like you always work on yourself. You're always growing. You're always uplifting. You're always learning. And so as this new era continues, there's going to be more things that you're going to learn about yourself. Okay? There's going to be more things that you find positive, that you appreciate in your life. Like, guys, this is giving... This is giving you've made it to the promised land, to the land that you promised yourself, to the things that you promised yourself. Okay, it's now here. And all of this started with you putting yourself first and nurturing yourself how you were always supposed to, you know? Again, because you are the star. And you have this beautiful faith about you that just shines bright. It shines bright. Again, you are not of this realm. And so, yeah, you've been hurt time and time again by people who are unfortunately bound to this earthly realm, but you are not. You know that saying, no good deed goes unpunished? Well, all of those good deeds that cause people to forsake you are now going to be balanced out. And blessings are going to return to you tenfold. Look, they're already on the way. This new era is full of a love that you've never imagined that you could ever receive, because this is the love that you've given to everyone else, but yet you've never felt. And now you're going to feel it from yourself first, spirit next, the universe after that. And then everyone that comes in is going to just pour this love, look, into you. Look, they're going to pour this love into you. And now every tear that comes, that drops from your beautiful face, is tears of joy. You're no longer crying or shedding tears over the past, over people who hurt you, over family members who fucked you over jobs and situations, over being the brightest star ever. You're no longer dealing with that. You're no longer crying over that. You no longer feel how you used to feel. You have strength on the inside that's shining on the outside. And this is all thanks to the shadow work that you've done. And all the times that you had to do it alone. Told you. And here we are. Here you are. Just as beautiful as you ever could be. So, grieve, my love. But during this time of grieving, understand that this is your mental purging that last bit of your past life. Because no matter what, nothing will ever be the same. You can't go back. And then now here we are, the beginning of the reading. This was such a deep message, guys. I asked the Holy Spirit to allow this to touch everyone that it needs to touch. Everyone, whether they're a part of the collective or not. Okay? I love you guys, and I love you for free. Until our next reading, peace. Welcome to your new life, baby. You deserve this shit.